I'm here to tell you that it never gets easier. There's always a new challenge that seems to present itself, that arises in your life just when things seem to be getting good, just when you start to gain a little bit of traction and a little bit of momentum in your life. There's going to be these things that will present themselves. They're going to be external things, but even more so, and the ones that are going to be more detrimental to your progress are your self-imposed obstacles. They're going to be the mental ones. It's going to be these psychological roadblocks that you have to work through, that you have to get over. These old dusty things that were in the back of the cabinet, you're going to have to go rummaging through that cabinet to find them and pull them out and discard them, because if you don't, they will pop up at the most inconvenient times and they will fuck you over. They will chew you up and spit you the fuck out. These old traumas, these old habits, these old conditioned mind patterns that you haven't dealt with yet, they'll just come out and bite you in the butt at the worst times. There's always a new level. No matter how far you go, the game of life, there's always a new level to get over. There's always going to be a new challenge that's going to present itself to you. And no matter where you are, no matter how much progress you've made, the new challenge that's going to present itself is always going to feel like it's stretching you a little bit beyond your edge. You're going to feel stretched beyond your means. You're always going to have doubt as to whether you're going to be able to beat this level. And I say this as a human who's not perfect. I'm not some, you guys know me. I'm not some fucking guru on the internet. I'm just a fucking 20-year-old fucking kid who's trying to figure this shit out. I'm trying to build this business, right? I'm trying to build this fitness coaching business. I'm trying to gain mastery over my health, my finances, my spiritual growth, my mental growth. And in every area of my life, the more progress I seem to make, it seems like I take one step forward and two steps back. Even though I am making progress, it's just there's these things that I need to deal with that I either ignored consciously for so long, or I didn't even know they were there, and they come up and then I have to deal with them. It's like this little monster that's hiding under your bed, and just when you think everything's all sunshine and rainbows and everything's going your way, boom, they pop right up. These seeds that you planted a long time ago, these weeds in the corner of the garden that you ignored for so long, they start to grow and fester. And now it's this big patch of weeds over here that you have to deal with. And if you don't do it now and you wait a year, then it's really going to be an issue. So you're going to do it now when it hurts, or you're going to do it later when it hurts even more. And at some point you have to deal with it. And when you're going through these periods of growth, when you're getting your shit together, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be easy. Dude, it's not gonna be fucking easy at all. The price of progress is pain. The price of progress is pain. At any given point in your life, at any given point in the year, at any given point in your day, in any given point from moment to moment, you only have two choices. You have what you want now, and you have what you want most. You can either do what you want in the moment to give yourself that little hit of dopamine. You can either do what you want right now. You can eat the cheesecake. You can eat the donut. You can not hit the workout. You can convince yourself that it's okay to give into these degenerate habits, whatever it is for you. Or you can choose to do the right thing. Now, the right thing is subjective, and the right thing is what you know in your gut to be true in this moment. What your intuition is telling you. It's the voice of God. It is the calling of the universe, and it pushes you and pulls you to do these things, and it knows best, and you know best because you're a part of it and it's a part of you, and you are a child of God. You are a son of the universe. You are creation and potential actualizing itself at this moment. If you choose to be a conduit for it, you can be a vessel for God's work, so to speak, if you choose to be, if you remain obedient to that voice, if you remain obedient to your intuition, if you do what you know is right. But if you skimp out and avoid what you know is right, then you're just not doing what's right. And there's always time. The Bible says God is forgiving. The universe is forgiving and loving, and it rolls with your fuck ups. And if you fuck up, you can always get right back up. But how long are you gonna wait to come back to what you know you should be doing? How long are you going to run from God? How long are you going to run from your intuition? How long are you going to avoid actualizing your potential? You know what you should be doing. I know what I should be doing. Listen, this isn't, I'm not some fucking guru. I'm not some self-improvement fucking Jesus. I'm just some fucking schmuck on the internet rolling through life with his own fucking problems and hoping to share some value with you guys. Hoping that with me wrestling through my own issues, my own problems, and sharing my experience, hopefully can give you a grain of something that you can use to improve your own life. It never gets easier for me. There's always something new I have to work on. And this is after what I've been into gym and self-improvement and general self-improvement stuff since I was like 13, 12 years old. So it's been like 7 years, 8 years, maybe pushing it, 8 years. And I'm only just getting a glimpse about what my potential could be. And I'm sure I don't even have an inkling of an idea of what 10% of my full potential could be. Dude, like, you have no idea the things that you're capable of. You truly can do anything you set your mind to. And there's so much potential that you have. The Bible says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to help you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. The universe is infinite creation and it's infinite potential, and it wants to create things and do things through you if you allow it to. As Jesus said he would do, like in the Bible. I'm not sure if you're a Christian or not. That's not important. But the point of Jesus's message was that he would come to earth and he did these crazy things. And people were like, oh, Jesus, you're this special person. You're doing all these crazy things. He's like, no, it's not me. The word he used was, it's of the Father. It's from beyond me. I'm a vessel. I'm the conduit for this energy. I am the vessel that the energy of the universe is working through. It's not me because I'm some special schmuck. I'm just a schmuck. But because I am obedient and I'm doing my best to allow this energy to flow through me, I can allow this energy to flow through me. And so Jesus was the ultimate example. He was a great example. And so we have to do the same thing for our human development, to grow into our full potential as humans in every single aspect: finances, relationship, health, spiritual development. These are all very, very important things, and you can't have one of them without the other. You can't. And no matter how much money you make, there's always going to be another challenge to overcome. No matter how good you think you are with your relationship abilities, there's always going to be more room to improve. You can always be more loving. You can always be more kind. You can always take the extra initiative to be a good person, because there's always going to be a part of your brain. There's always going to be a part of that shadow self that you need to work on that won't ever leave you alone, that will always try to lead you astray. That's always going to try to take you down the path that you shouldn't be going down. It's going to tell you to say that negative thing to that individual who, even though they might have done something wrong, you probably shouldn't say that negative thing to them. It's going to try to convince you to do what you know you shouldn't be doing. It's going to try to convince you to eat that donut when you know you shouldn't eat the fucking donut. It's going to try to convince you to go over your calories. It's going to try to convince you to skip the workout. It's going to try to come up with every freaking excuse in the book it can fathom just to get you to take one step in the wrong direction. Because once you take one step, once you give it a fucking inch, it's gotcha. You only ever have two choices. You have what you know is right, and you have what you know is wrong. And you can argue with other people, and people can tell you, but you're doing okay, you're doing the right thing. No, but deep down, you know what the right decision is to make. You need to become like a freaking machine. Machines, robots, they only have inputs and outputs, and they follow orders and commands based on yeses and nos, ones and zeros. Do I do the thing or do I not do the thing? To live the best life that you know you should live, that's how you need to be. That's how I need to be. There's the thing you need to do. Are you going to hit your protein get a good sleep in, hit the workout in the morning, work on that project you know you need to work on, be the person you need to be, and make those decisions in order and be the best version of yourself? Or are you gonna divert and not do it? There's no freaking in between, because if you're in between, then you're off the path, because you know what's the right thing you're supposed to do. And I say this as a flawed human being who, right now, to be 100% honest, the reason I'm making this video isn't even for you. I admit I'm being very, very selfish in making this video, 100%. I'm feeling very, very drained and weak right now. And it's so fucking retarded. I have built so much momentum in the past couple weeks. I'd gotten sick about 3-4 weeks ago, and I'd kind of used that as an excuse to get off my diet. I mean, I had like freaking popping abs before I got sick, and then I kind of got a little bit sick, and it was like for a full week, and I used it as an excuse to screw up on my diet. And I put on probably 5 to 10 pounds of fat. Easy. I put on weight really, really quick. It's not that hard for me. And I went full ham. I was eating like a freaking 2 cheesecakes a day, boxes of cookie, like all the things I tell my clients not to do, I was doing. And I have to be 100% vulnerable and honest about that. I was fucking up. And then I wasn't sick anymore, and I got back on the path, and I've been tracking my calories. I've been eating better, very clean. You don't have to eat clean to get in shape, but for me to feel my best, I prefer eating organic and clean food, and I've been tracking and I've been doing everything right. But even though I've been gaining so much momentum, there's part of my brain that doesn't resonate with success yet, and it wants me to stray off the path, and it's doing every single freaking thing it can to get me to go away. It's presenting new challenges, new mental roadblocks. It's like just when things are starting to get good, it's like I'm 3-4 weeks, I think I'm like a month into a new semen retention streak. I'm eating super clean, an animal-based diet with lots of fruits as well, and I'm feeling good. Progress is being made in and out of the gym. I have that free mini course program coming out that stay tuned for, because that's going to be awesome. But I don't know, there's part of my brain that just wants me to go off the path and to stray. And it wants me to sacrifice my potential. It wants me to give in to what I know is wrong. It's like like a little freaking crack addict in the back of my brain, the little monkey brain that wants me to just like give in to these degenerate behaviors. It wants me to stray off the path. It wants one more little hit of dopamine so it can kind of satiate its insatiable appetite. And I can either give in to it or not. I can either do what is right or not. These are decisions that we all have to make. We all have to decide, am I going to do what's right or not? We can live in a heaven or a hell of our own making. Truly, that is the power that we have as the creators of our reality. We are children of God. We are sons and daughters of the universe, and we have the power to create our reality completely. We are gods, not like I'm God, bow before me, but that spark of divinity that flows from God. You came from God. You came from the infinite creative energy and power of the universe. So you have that potential to create as well. And you can create a horrible reality for yourself, or you can create a beautiful reality for yourself. You can create a reality where you're either sick, depressed, apathetic, angry, with bad relationships, working a job you hate. You can create that reality if you decide that. Or you can grab yourself by your freaking bootstraps, pull yourself up and say, no, I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm going to do what is right. I'm going to create consciously. I'm going to consciously create the reality I know I want for myself, where I'm full of health and vigor, and I have the body that doesn't only look amazing, but also feels amazing. I want to live a life of abundance with great, deep relationships, with good food, with great people in my life, with tons of money, with tons of abundance, with freedom, with deep spiritual connection. You can create either one of those realities for yourself. It's a choice we all have to make, and you get better over time as you consistently pursue this potential towards what you know God and the universe is leading you to. But there's always a new challenge, bro. There's always a new challenge to overcome, and it's so weird. You get better. Obviously, all this self-improvement work and stuff, it's so you can get better, but it never really gets truly easier. There's always a new battle to fight. There's always some new weakness, a new chink in the armor that is revealed to you. And you're like, oh shit, I have to work on that now too. I have to maintain the areas that I had recently gotten in order, but now here's 2 new things I have to work on. And then when you get those 2 new things in order, now here's 3 new things. Life just gets more complicated, but you get better, but it never gets easier. Challenges arise and present themselves. And it's a daily battle of self-discipline. I used to laugh at these guys who are always talking about like self-discipline, David Goggins, do the work even when you don't feel like doing it. I'm like, it should be easy. And there's a part of life that, it should be easy and effortless to a certain extent. Like, it shouldn't be a freaking grind all the time. There is time to relax and heal and to let loose and to appreciate and to enjoy. But a lot of life is pain. A lot of life is self-discipline, because if it wasn't hard, you wouldn't grow. We are here on this planet to grow. We chose to come here. I truly believe that that before we were born, we were somewhere and we signed some sort of fucking contract and we chose to come here because even though we knew it would be hard, we knew we would forget where we came from. We were one with Source. We were one with God, and what was necessary for our growth and potential to grow closer and to know ourselves better, we had to basically forget everything we knew and forget it and go through these lessons that we are experiencing right now. These things are not happening to you. They are happening for you. You chose these things to happen to you. You chose, before you were born into this body, to lose that job. You chose to be in the situation where you lost that girlfriend. You chose to be in the situation to be born into the family that you were born in and to have your leg broken or to be paralyzed in a car crash. That sounds fucking crazy, but you chose these things because you are part of God, and God chose these things for you, and you chose these things for you so that you could learn to work through them and to get better and to grow and to let go and to learn to actualize your potential, and at the very least to know yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only thing there ever is to do is to work on yourself. There's no such thing as building business. There's no such thing as getting better at relationship. There's no such thing as spiritual growth. It all boils down to growing as a person, to growing as a soul. All these branches of self-improvement, they all boil back to working on yourself and knowing yourself. You have to work on these areas of yourself, and it's painful and it's hard and it sucks, and you're going to be weak most of the time, and you're going to fail most of the time. Who are we fucking kidding? Who am I fucking kidding? How many times have I fucked up on my diet, gone over my calories? How many times have I said, I'm not going to look at porn again? Then there's me punching into my computer P-Hub and whacking the willy to these things I know I shouldn't be doing. I can't even believe I'm talking about this stuff on the fucking internet, but I need to be vulnerable about this stuff because I'm not perfect. But every single day I have to get up and work towards my ultimate potential. I have to work towards what God has planned for me. You have to do the same thing as well, because what else is there to do? What else is there to fucking do? You can either do what you know you need to do, whether you feel like doing it or not. There's only two fucking options. And when you're presented with the two options, one is always gonna seem tastier. If you have a plate of donuts or cheesecake's my weakness, but whatever that is for you, ice cream, cookies. If you have a plate of ice cream and cookies and cheesecake set in front of you, or a grass-fed steak with some greens and a plate full of steaming hot broccoli, and even though the broccoli and the steak looks good, dude, that donut and that cheesecake looks so fucking good. But if you ate that plate of junk food every single day for a year versus if you ate the plate of steak and greens and fruits and veggies for a year, your body and your energy levels would be in completely different places 1 year from now. So one bad decision won't necessarily fuck you up a year from now, but one bad decision over and over and over will completely fuck you up, and it will completely steal away all of that potential that you have. And all we have is now. All you have is now to make that decision. All I have is now to make that decision, because it all starts with a single step. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, and that goes for better or for worse. My father always told me, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Yeah, fucking up on your calories isn't gonna, in all reality, if you go over your calories once, it's not the end of the fucking world. Today is Thanksgiving, and I'm going to go over to my mom's and eat some food. And yeah, I might go over my calories a little bit, and that's fine. It's Thanksgiving. I can let loose a little bit. But then I do the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. Now it's a week I fucked up my calories, and now it's a month I fucked up my calories. And now it's a month or 2 or 3 months, a year of progress lost. It's time that I can never get back. That's potential that you'll never, ever be able to actualize in this lifetime again. And you fucked yourself over, and you did it to yourself, and I did it to myself. So you just have to draw a line in the sand. You have to decide what you truly want. You have to do a lot of deep introspection. You have to be honest with yourself. Do I want the easy path, or do I want what I know I'm capable of? You have to be like Gandalf on the bridge in Lord of the Rings, in the scene with the Balrog, with the demon, the fiery demon that was so powerful and it just presented itself and it wanted to fucking kill him. But you just have to stand there and say, you will not pass. I don't give a fuck if you kill me. You will not pass. I'm not giving into this. Oh, but you should eat the cheesecake. You know, one time opening a Pornhub isn't going to be that bad. Hooking up with that girl isn't going to be that bad. Not that there's anything wrong with sex. Not that there's anything wrong with a piece of cheesecake. Not there's anything wrong with having a couple rest days if you need it. But it's like that consistent habit of the demon, the bad decision presents itself to you and says, just give in. Just this once. Just do it. And you say, okay. And then a year passes by. Your whole lifetime passes by. And you blink and you're like, where'd the fucking time go? What did I fucking do with my life? Nothing. God gave me time. He gave me a body that was healthy. He gave me energy. He gave me all these things that I was capable of. And you know what I did? I fucked it up. That's fine if that's the decision when you want to make. You have free will. The universe gives you free will. It gives you the ability to make a hell of your own making or a heaven of your own making. So you can choose to live in hell. That's the whole point of the Bible. It's like, here's these things that are good for you and probably will lead to a good life, and you can follow them or not. And if you choose to not follow them, that's fine. You can live in the hell of your own making. You can live in a horrible life while you're alive, but don't say that it's somebody else is doing it to you. You're doing this to yourself. So you have to be honest with yourself. I have to be honest with myself about where am I fucking up? Where am I giving into these temptations that I know I should not be giving into? Where am I eating the donut? Where am I opening up the porn? Where am I skipping working on the project? Where am I skipping the workout? And I just have to make the decision. Is giving up my potential what I truly want or not? And you and me, we just have to make that decision and decide if we're willing to give up our potential. We just have to decide if we want to be the best versions of ourselves or not. I will see you hopefully soon in the next video on Instagram, or yeah, I'll just see you around, bro. Peace.